Right, we're on. Had to just go back through the normal route. I'm going to try my hardest to get out of this fucking bad mood I'm in now because of fucking technology. Fucking pain in the ass, man. Right. Need that. Just bear with me, people. 2 seconds. Right. That's fine. That's fine. How you doing, people? He's alright? My head's all over the place here trying to work this fucking OBS thing, so you're just going to need to fucking bear with me. No the greatest starts. Feel like just switching the fucking thing off. Right. Just getting the phone and stuff out here. So obviously we were hoping to get the OBS thing running and have it a wee bit easier, but it's just not happening. So we're going to have to go through this format again tonight and try and screen people before they get on. Should come on in a second. Right, fucking heads everywhere. Don't know what I'm saying here. What's going on? How you doing, people? He's alright. Flyer female, how you doing? You alright? Stuart McKenzie, Merrill. Nope. Collect yourself. I'm trying, man. It's so difficult. I've got a fuse that's about that size when it comes to dealing with fucking computers. I am translation. Pandemonium, how you doing? Andrew Calvert, JD. West Coast Wisdom, how you doing? Kazimierz Wankowski, how are you? Oh, shit. Who's jumping? Hold on. Koshy Cats, Jailo 1982, riddle me this. Aye, Marshall should be there. Did you get a link, Marshall? Are you here? Are you?
Yeah, I'm here, dude.
Cool. Jamie Brown, Richard Lee Buck Jr., how you doing? Calvin McDonald, Jonah Worms, how do? Matt C. Displays Cosmonaut. Dominic Sobolewski. I'll come back to the chat in a minute. Usual stuffs. If you're new to this, Flat Earth simply means an investigation into the reality that we're living in. We do not profess to know the full dimensions. That means models. We do not subscribe to pizza dishes, square plates with edges on it that you can fall off. None of that ridiculous cartoon bollocks that was offered to you through the mainstream media and your education. We denounce the globe. It is utter crap. Absolutely no measurable proof for a globe. Its claims are absurd. And that is purely the stance here. So if you're new, that was for you. The rest of you, you know the score. If you want to come in and speak to us, or you can do so by sending an email to nocurve@gmx.com. You have to send an email to that. You will get a return email with a link to the Hangout. If you want to call or text, it's 07393 654 544. So, now I've got that out of the road. A lot of confusion. What's going on? I've not really been keeping up as usual. I'm drifting further and further away from caring about what's going on online and any of the characters that are involved. It's purely just people who want attention for the sake of attention without any focus or intent of progress and taking the thing fucking forward. It's just people quite happy to be internet celebrities and have people on waffling fucking shite, distracting, offering people nothing but drama and fucking nonsense. So I've lost interest in what you would call the community, because it's not a fucking community. The community I'm interested in is out there in the real world, where we can network and get to know each other real, no on the fucking internet. Right. Anyway. Again, if you want to come in, nocurve@gmx.com. I'm just going to read through the messages until I get myself out of my wee huffy mood and remember what it was I was going to talk about. Aye, activism. All I want to say is thank you to everybody for their contributions and emails in regards to offering support. I'm going to store everything from everybody. I'm just going to thank everybody right now who has done so. It's going to take a wee bit of organisation. We're probably looking at around about springtime before any of this is going to get kicked off, for more than just the obvious reasons. So if you've emailed me or you've offered your services or your contribution in any way, shape or form, I've kept them all there and I'll be in touch when we get nearer the time. So Among the merciless, if you put anything pressurised in any container, it will separate into the layers. Alright, you moron. Stop fucking listening to what is it with you people? Why do you keep listening to Vsauces and these dick sniffers that offer you, absolute illogical, preposterous bollocks? What? How can the pressure decrease as you go up? Because there's less mass bearing down on top of you. It's like when you get into a body of water, go swimming, right? And swim down into the depths and see as you go down, you'll notice that your ears are popping and it feels as if the weight's getting heavier. There's more pressure. That's because there's more mass above you pushing down on top of you, right? As you go up, the layers are getting thinner, right? The point you're missing is, before you can even go any further, how are you going to create pressure? Especially if you're claiming that you live in a vacuum. If you're living in a vacuum and you want to create pressure, you're going to need some sort of container. So worry about that. Think about how is pressure created in the first place. I'll go to science, I'll go to physics, and I'll have a wee look to see what's required in order for me to create pressure. And then once you understand that you need a container, then you could get a glass one and you can pressurise it and you can observe the layers and how things separate and organise themselves into the densities, right? Fill it with loads of different gases and liquids and watch it all separate. That's how. Big deep breaths, aye. Aye, nice one, Graham. Exactly. Well done, Pandemonium. Use the format. It works. Spire, I was told to bring evidence to debate. Dale a few weeks ago, name's Dylan, and I was never responded to. Can someone explain? Dylan, you're not going to get a response from me if you keep calling it a fucking debate, man. And if you're the Dylan I remember, you come on here with absolute illogical jargon. So if you've got practicality, by all means, share it. Nobody stop me from sharing it. I ask them, why do they believe the Earth's rotating? Why do you believe such preposterous nonsense? I've got messages coming through on the phone already, so I'm just going to have a wee read through them. Why? Cheers, Dale. Cold here in Florida. It feels like I am in Scotland, but I am not. Damn. I wish I was getting some of the Florida sun. And if that's you, Bill, I got your email again last minute, so I'll respond to that tomorrow morning, mate. Hope you're well. What time are you on tonight, Dale? Looking forward to it, mate. All the best, Joey. I'm here. Remember, people, this is not my personal number. It's just the number for the phone in, and there's no credit in it. So if you're leaving messages hoping that I'm going to respond to it, I'm not going to put money in the phone. I've not got, I don't put enough money in my own phone. I've not got money to waste responding to all the messages. That's why we open up on a Saturday night. You could just call, you know, or message on the Saturday and I'll read it there and then. From Laurie, a 72-year-old hanging upside down in Sydney, Australia. I love your simple truths and you're so right to call out all the fucking bullshitters. Don't lose heart, mate, and all the best to you and your family in 2018. Cheers and best of luck with your new plans. And as you say, keep it simple. P.S. My heart is on the flat earth. My heart is not down here on a spinning fucking ball. Good on you, Laurie. Cheers for messaging. Hi, Dale. I see you found Theory Apophasis. He does a great job of explaining the effect commonly known as gravity in terms of dielectric loss. Kai from Brighton. I seen him a couple of years ago, or whenever he just kind of appeared in the scene. But he keeps making the guy talks about understanding how they've wandered off with mathematics that has no relation to direct reality. But yet he still keeps making hints. You know, I've seen it in his comment section about flat earthers being irrational, or there's no rational talking to them. So I left a comment saying, well, let's have an engagement, let's talk about it. And I gave him some points about actual physics, you know, that he can demonstrate practically for himself, where, you know, the mathematicians will go on about Gab, you know, talking nonsense about, you know, invisible forces and things being true that are not practical, that you can't demonstrate. So I've been trying to engage with the guy, but he just seems, you know, like he doesn't want to engage with it at all. But he's quite happy to throw in wee snidey comments. So I really don't know what the guy's, where his integrity is, what his intent is. But he's certainly not up for honest discussion, from what I can tell with the comment section. But that doesn't mean to say that he doesn't have anything to offer in regards to the topics and the subjects he's talking about. Hey Dale, Davey from Greenock again. Hope you're good, pal. I've started bringing up this flat earth with some of my mates. Make it out that I'm joking about it to get them interested. Then I explain a few things, i.e. water finds its level, always finds its level, and how NASA images are CGI composites. I then see a wee light go on in their heads, and I leave them with, go check it for yourself. You chill, big man. Tech stress is as bad as man flu. It certainly is. I'd rather have man flu than fucking having to deal with computer tech. Like your work, Dale, be following you about a year now. About your video, Ailsa Craig, The Rock. I'm on the Irish side looking over to The Rock. I see it every day with my eyes. Like to get a chat with you, give me a call. Cheers, Scooby. Dale Scooby from Ireland sent you a text yesterday. I never explained your vid about The Rock. I have great view of it most days. It and Sanda we call Spoon Island. Can get good pictures, can be seen on Google Street View. I can't see any hump on the ocean though. On a good clear day I can see for miles each way. I can see about 4 to 5 wind farms with my own eyes along Scottish coast. Hang on, I've got somebody calling me here. Hello.
Hello, Dale.
Hello.
Dale.
Aye.
What's happening, mate?
Who's this?
It's Brenda.
Brenda.
Aye.
Aye.
Say, mate, guys realise the world's round, mate. You on about?
What's that, mate?
Don't you realise the world's round? I think it's stuck at the flats of your brain.
You think the world's round? You think you're living on a big fucking ball with oceans and gas all stuck to it flying through a fucking vacuum? You having a giraffe?
Must be, mate.
Aye, it must.
You're a giraffe, man. You're fucking full of these rooms.
No, I think you're full of the shrooms, mate. You must be full of the shrooms if you think that's what you're living on. You would have to be.
I think you're living on a mushroom.
Nah, mate. Is that all you've got to offer? Shite patter?
Aye, pretty much.
Aye. Good. You want to try a wee bit harder? Try and make me laugh at least, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? Couple of wee lassies think it's funny to phone in and give us useless shitey patter. I can see about 45 wind farms with my own eyes along the Scottish coast, trying to work out on Google Earth where exactly they are. Maybe get a chit chat with you soon. Not live though, Law, I'll be watching this evening. So that was for Scooby. Nice one, Scooby. It'd be good if you could document that, if you can get hold of a camera and show it. I'm not sure where you're in Ireland, but whether you're looking across to like Arranway or maybe Stranraer, because obviously when we filmed from Ardrossan, you could see the wind farms out on the peninsula where Stranraer is. So that could well be where it is. Got another call coming. Hello.
Good evening, Del. How are you doing, man? You alright?
How's it going, bud?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks very much, man. Yeah, just a bit of the flu, man, you know. But it's better, it's a lot better than computer problems, man, trust me. Anyway, I hope everything's alright with yourself and everything. Now, obviously, I hope you can recognise my voice and that, but I did watch the experiment with that rock business and that. I found it very, very intriguing, man, you know, and it's so funny, this stuff, it's just unraveling, you know, it's
yep.
And also I agree with your thing what you're saying about rather than like a convention, which I think is very like, do you know what I mean? It's very clicky, and you know what I mean? So like get two sides in the view, I know, you know, but that's the point. What I wanted to talk to you about and get your, I don't know, man, help. Right, so I'm having a big discussion with my friend who's a Khmer Glober, you know, and whatever, anyway. So I said to her, listen, do you know, like, every circumferences that are being done to, like, east to west or whatever, west to east, never from north to south. What do you mean? She said. I said, so I tried to explain, so obviously, I said, I've even had to say, right, forget England, we're already in the Arctic, yeah, and we're set off now. I showed on a bomb, right? And we've got to the Antarctic, we sailed round and we come back up the other side, yeah? So, the answer to the reason why she said that that's never been accomplished ever, right? And it sounds stupid, this man, right? But she's like, her answer, mate, right, was currents, right? I'm like, currents?
Yeah.
What the? Oh my gosh, currents? Do you know what I mean? Like, no, that's what squirrels are in front of, like, what the? Right. I mean, obviously, when you look at the weather, yeah, the wind is going all different directions, meaning currents can go in all different directions. It's like, you just like try and defend something that you can never see.
Right.
Yeah, like,
Well, point that out here, you know, in regards to the wind. You've just made the point there about winds. Apparently, we're spinning 1,000 miles an hour, and the air, the atmosphere is all moving at 1,000 miles per hour. Yet, from day to day, you can go out and the wind's blowing in all different directions. So,
well, you know what I mean? Like, it just gets more and more preposterous every more. The more I'm like, but you know, people are pointing stuff out, and you know, it's kind of one of them things that loose lips think sticks, man. You know, in regards to like if you're speaking on a platform wrongly, so to speak, leaving comments that, you know what I mean, that can get you into a lot of trouble down the line, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that Christ is putting on that on Facebook kind of thing. You know, do you know about that stuff and that? But I mean, myself, myself, I've just got swerved straight off of Facebook. Me, do you know what I mean? I can't stand it, right? But yeah, that's more or less what I would say, really. I mean, the weather, like I mentioned, the weather on Christmas Day, that was really nice, and then 2 days later it's freezing, and then obviously people keep pointing it out as, but it's January, it's winter, and I'm like, yeah, but you get sun, you know, like what the. I mean, granted, it's not being that, but it's freezing in Manchester, man. But
I know. Right.
I think that's all to keep us sick anyway. But I'll leave you to it, man, and I appreciate that, man. Buzzing to see your show and all that, man. It's great,
all right, bud.
All right, mate.
Cheers.
Care anyway.
See you later, mate.
Good evening, nice one, man. See you in a bit, man.
Cheers, bud. Aye, so Scooby, if you could get the observations documented, that'd be excellent. Cheers, Bill. Right. Any requests for links?
We've got one link sent already, though, and we're waiting. It looks like no show. I'll wait on a minute or two more, and then I'll send the link out to Mitch.
Cool.
All right.
Right. For anybody that's going to try trolling, I mean, try and raise your game a wee bit and make it, you know, funny. That would be good. Try and make us laugh. You can come here and try and defend the globe. That's always funny. That'd be a lot funny on any shitey patter. Right. Dominic Sobolowski. Why is it difficult to entertain the possibility that the Earth isn't a sphere? Is it all the sci-fi movies that presume aliens exist or something? Well, it's exactly that, Dominic. It's because people have seen it in their fucking TV and they were told it in kindergarten, play school, and that's the only place it exists. If people will stop being fucking lazy and take responsibility for their own mind, right, and start trying to understand the world through their own mind and their own direct realism, they will soon realise how absurd it is. But some people are just lazy, right? Some people are so up their own arse that they think, oh, I know because hey, I'm part of the big team, right? They're not part of any fucking team, right? They're born into a fucking religious cult. And it's these very same people that are meant to be our comrades or man on the same level that go about trying to defend this fucking cult bollocks. Right? People are getting out and doing observations that are showing you that it's not what they're telling you. Right? As I said before, I don't need the observations. I know the substance is telling me what the possibilities are of the dimensions of Earth that we're living on or within. Right? But some people need extra. So the amount of observations that are now coming through is incredible. So if people go off their lazy arse, you know, and go out and have a wee look, they'll see it. But that's exactly it. You know, see it in the TV, programmed through fucking sci-fi movies, Star Wars, all that crap. Right.
Well, we've got a confirmation of no show from the first one, and Mitch, your link has been sent, dude.
AJC, how you doing? Andrew Calvert, YouTube, Dave Hinkle. You're persistent, Brenda, we'll give you that. What Brenda are we talking about? Stuart McKenzie, Beyond Belief. Inspire. Robert Reeves. That there, Derek Hughes, but we don't live on your testicles. Listen, people, I need to remind people again, the Beyond the Imaginary Curve group on Facebook has been taken over. It's nothing to do with me anymore. My Facebook personal account, I can now get onto it and I can see that it's highlighted at the top. You know, I've got messages and I've got notifications. But when I click them and I go to try and see the message and then respond, it's just nothing happening. So if anybody's messaging me trying to get a hold of me through Facebook, you're not going to get me. It might look as if I've read the messages, but it's not me. And if you're getting messages delivered to you from me, it's not me either. So you need to double check and try and find another way of contacting me to see if it was, you know, well, I'm telling you it's not me, but if you want to speak to me, you're going to have to do it through the phone number or send me a private message on YouTube. This keeps jumping. Brenda Von Assen, what's the email? Send me a link, please. What for? Clown Jester. I'm not interested in clown shows. There's other shitey debates channels that you can go there and waffle your shite where people are willing to be entertained by you. I'm bored of you. Stationary Plane, how you doing? Don't take a piss out of Star Wars, mate. Eddie Kavanagh, how you doing? Forever Flat. Dylan, I repeat, do you have an experiment that includes a bending ocean around a spinning pier? No, they do not. They can't show any of these idiotic claims practically. John Doe, how you doing? Area 51 scientist. Witty Woo. Richard B, everything flat earth. We love real science, inspire. You're so wrong again. Exactly. These clowns, you know, we're the ones that are talking about real science. We're the ones that want real science, that deal with direct realism and substance-based reality, right? So that when we make claims to each other, we can practically show them. That's how you prove something being objectively true. These clowns don't get it, or they do get it, and they're willfully ignorant. That, or they're under duress, they're bent over a barrel and being shafted rotten to go out and try and perpetuate the globe cult bollocks. We can see right through you. Okay? So they've got not a leg to stand on with any of their claims that they make in regards to the globe model. Koshy Cats, how you doing? Crazy Polish Flat Earther, how you doing, bud? No, you never miss me on that debates channel. I'm not interested in that. I just go into the chat box now again to rip the piss out of you idiots. Juan Carlos, how you doing? Kawabunga Joe. Dale, any dealings with Dave Murphy, aka allegedly Dave, great truther? No, never had any dealings with him at all. I remember him from years ago in regards to the whole Freeman movement thing. And he had some activity going on at the same time as me and Marty were pursuing it. Other than that, I've not had any dealings at all. So we're still waiting on a link, I take it. Zach, how you doing? Good times for all. Nobody cares to debate someone on reality who can't accept their own gender. You have mental issues for being here, man. I know you can understand that exactly. There's something missing from these people. 3 years of persistently trying to battle with actual reality, and all they ever brings mathematical jargon, images, and wishful thinking. 3 years, and people still think that these are just normal, genuine, everyday, real people. You need to give yourself a slap.
Right, so that's a link out to Daryl, seeing as Mitch hasn't picked up. So, so Daryl, your link's out, man.
YouTube, they can't hide the passive aggression in their nerdy voices, exactly. Chimp 610, the reality is that it's a globe. Haven't you seen the pictures from space? I'm going to repeat it again for anybody out there who's struggling with that. The logic and the acceptable scientific measurable proof that you must stand by is that you accept images and video as measurable scientific proof. Okay. Now, if you're willing to stand by that logic and standard of, proving things objectively, you're opening up a can of worms to every other charlatan that's alive to start producing images of Superman, unicorns, Yeti, whatever it might be, fucking Loch Ness Monster. And you people who, push that will have to accept it, that these things are reality based on whatever image somebody can produce. You don't go to images and video. Science deals with measurement of substance, practicality, practical demonstration. Now, if somebody's offering you an image or a video that contradicts physics, chemistry, biology, the substances, somebody offers you an image that contradicts those, you don't ignore the substances. You throw out the image. It's as simple as that. So that should make it easier for the dipshits out there who think my space pictures is real. Right? They're no fucking real because they depict something that is physically impossible. If you doubt that it's physically impossible, recreate it. Demonstrate the claims practically for yourself. That's what science is. Hey, yeah, people, has he commented on the accusation of him being a Freemason? Who are we talking about? How you doing, John? You alright, bud? Marlon Wisbydale, why don't we organise a big chat at Speaker's Corner for May? I'm on that, Marlon. As soon as the weather's good, I'll be there. Surely fuck this Freemason bollocks is no aimed at me. Chimp 610, how is it impossible? Gravity makes a ball stick to the ball. Recreate it, Chimp 610, without any religious excuses. I can't because the planet's getting in the way. I need to go to outer space. I need to get in my rocket ship and I need to go to outer space to prove these things. Whereas anything else practical can be shown. No excuses required. That's because you're following a religion, son. The reason that you can't recreate or demonstrate any is because somebody showed you images that have confused your wee mind. And then that same religious institution has developed the excuses. It's called sophism, right? Or develop argumentation in order to confuse the gullible mind, right? So it's like if I make a claim to you and then you say, show me it practically, and I start making excuses up, you're not going to believe me. And why should you? Right? You'd be as well just saying God, gravity, God, whatever. Look up God of the Gaps, okay? Check it out, and then realise that that's what you're trying to apply onto this. Dell has nothing. All he ever does is scream at people. No, he doesn't scream at people who don't agree with him. No, here's the thing. I scream at people and have a real short fuse for fucking stupidity and charlatans and people that try and push me bullshit. Right? So when I get you fucking morons that continually come with your sophism, your religious explanations and excuses, aye, I've got a short fuse for that. A real distaste for it, a contempt for it. Right? I don't have any patience for it whatsoever. David Allen, Dale, you have proven there is no curve, and in doing so, that the world must be flat. So are you thinking of taking steps to say, find out how the sun and moon work on a flat plane, if you get what I mean? Right now, David, I don't, it doesn't interest me. It's the shape of the earth and the dimensions. For me, we need to establish what is here, right, and what else is out there. The sun and the moon, you know, people take their interest. But when you're talking about the question, the topic of what shape is the earth, the sun, the moon, and the luminaries are red herrings. They have absolutely nothing to do with the shape of the earth, right? So it doesn't interest me. It interests me, you know, offline when I'm contemplating, I'm thinking about these things, but I have no way of knowing what they are. They're just visuals. We don't have any tangibles to them. So it's a fruitless endeavour for me right now. Might not be for other people. They may have methods in order to understand these things, but they would need to demonstrate them. Yes, DG Dell is open to legitimate criticism. Come in, chat away, whatever you like. It's an open platform. Rubber Lettuce Dale, did you know on Reddit there's a 10k reward to prove flat Earth? It should be a 10k reward to prove the globe Earth. Right? Because that's a fucking claim. Right? I can prove the Earth's level. There's already people that have professed this and never paid up. So go and get the dipshits and tell them, I'll prove it's level, a level contained pressurised system that they're living in.
Dale, I've confirmed the mail relay is working in real time. I've got 3 links out and 3 no-shows at the moment.
Okay. So there's a possibility that we may get sniped here, people. There's absolutely nothing we can do about it. Obviously, we tried with the OBS and it's not happening. So if they snipe it, there's nothing I can do about it. It's a reflection on these criminal dipshit motherfuckers. Right? And it should be blatantly obvious to you that the reasons why they have to take these measures is because they don't like this. Okay? If this was just crackpot nutters, like there's millions of crackpot nutters all over YouTube right now and in the real world making all sorts of absurd claims, playing on people's emotions, selling them fucking snake oil, talking to their fucking dead relatives from the 5th dimension, right? They don't get that kind of attention. But yet a few crazy crackpots that say the Earth's not a globe and that it's level, they're getting all these problems. So, reflection on the cult of globe, right, and its insecurities. If it was secure and these people were secure in the fact that they think there is a globe, they would have no issue, right? Well, if they play porn or whatever, again, it's a reflection on them. They can try all this bullshit. It's not going to, you know, what's it going to achieve? Huh? Because it tells you that they're trying to garner the attention online, right? They don't want any competition online, right? All that it's going to fuel me is to, you know, go at it even stronger, get more active, organise more events out in the real world, and I will just start up another channel. So they can keep trying it if they like. Levi Foster, because when it comes right down to it, they have no empirical proof for their belief because a belief it is exactly. That's exactly what the globe is. It's a religion, which we symbol, globe, crucifix. It's no different, right? And that's what they identify with, and that's the image that's been projected to them since they were small. So we're obviously having issues here with the links again. Once we get this OBS thing ironed out, there shouldn't be any issue. We can just put the link direct into the chat box and people can click that. But right now, we can't do that because we're just inviting all the scum of the earth to come in and spew their bullshit. Right, that gives me the opportunity while I'm waiting just to make a wee fucking smoke. And to these globe idiots, where is your conversation about the observations that we've had? Ailsa Rocks from Ra, 40 miles, 49 miles, camera height of 6 feet, whole thing being visible. Where is your imaginary curve? Where did it go? Was it tired that day? Had to have a wee lie down? I could just lie flat today. I can't be bothered holding the convexity. I'm just going to go for a wee kip and lie flat. I mean, what's going on with it?
Well, Daryl's claiming that he hasn't received the mail back, though. So, if do you want to try dropping the link in the chat box and see whether people can pick up from that?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, mate.
So it's open there for them. There is no need for anybody to snipe. They can come in, And if they're abusive and talking over the top, then obviously I'm going to get pissed off with that. Did you put it in?
Yeah, links in the chat box, though.
Well, as I say, people Aaron's playing Truth Yukons more porn. Well, it's a public, it's an open platform. There's no necessity for them to behave like that. But again, it's just going to be a reflection on them.
Apparently the link in the chat box isn't working either.
I mean, to try it. Oh, I'll eat a bash. I can see it. Right, so you can see it then, aye. Everybody else can see it in the chat box. I'll stick it in again. Cheers, John Doe. You've seen it as well. I say there's so many problems going on with this online stuff. Facebook in particular is incredible. Hello.
Hello, Dal. Hello, Dal. How are
Who's
you?
this? Oh,
This is me.
Brenda.
This is Brenda.
What do you want, Brenda?
I wanted to come in and debate the flat Earth with you.
Well, I'm not into debates, Brenda. How can you debate, Brenda? Like, come on. Yeah, grab me.
What do you mean? How could I debate?
How can you debate objective reality, Brenda? How can you debate that? Do you understand?
Well, you haven't proved it. You haven't proved it.
Do you understand what the word debate means?
Yes.
What does it mean?
It means you have people on countering positions who argue for their respective beliefs.
Right, and is reality a dichotomy? Is there two of, or is there only one?
Huh?
There only is one reality. You have just said you understand the word debate, and you have expressed
Yes, there's only one reality. I agree. I agree.
Yes.
There's only one reality.
So how can it be debated?
Because we don't always know what that one reality is.
Well, if you don't know what it is, then you can debate it when you don't know what it is. But when you're making claims to know what it is, there is a duty and a burden of proof on you to provide practicality, demonstrations, and prove the assertions and the claims that you're making.
Debate.
Right. So it's not debate.
Debate and experiment is how we determine what reality is. It's how we discover it. We discover it.
Only if your experiment's flawed, then you're debating it, Brenda. If you either something is true or it's not true.
Science works by experiment and testing of reality and theories by experiment.
So, Brenda, let's use this as an exercise for people to understand. And by the way, I need to say hello.
That's fine with me.
I need to say hello to Zach and I need to say hello to Meryl. How he's doing, guys? He's all right. So, what science are you talking about, Brenda?
I'm talking about all science.
All science. Now let's
all
get
science.
into the nitty-gritty. Are you talking about the natural sciences? Are you talking about the formal sciences, the social sciences?
All science.
No, well, I'm not talking about all science. I'm talking about natural sciences. We're talking about the world. That's natural sciences. No,
I'm talking about all sciences work by the same scientific method. All sciences work by the same method.
Well, I'm talking about the natural sciences.
Well, that's too bad. You're wrong. All science works by the same method, which is hypothesis, experiment, theory, testing. That's how science works.
Based on substance, Brenda. Yes, the
No,
natural
based on experiment and observation.
on substances.
No, on experiment and observation.
Yes, on substances, Brenda. Or what are you experimenting on?
Is radio a substance?
Brenda,
Is radio a substance?
Brenda.
Is electricity a substance, Del?
Yes, it has substance components to it, Brenda.
Right.
Radio and transmissions have substance components to them, Brenda.
Well, are radio waves themselves substance?
They're a result of the substances, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Did you think they're just coming from an invisible dimension somewhere?
Yes, they have. There are physical objects that can generate radio and electrical and magnetic energy.
Well done.
Yes.
Well done. Now you're getting it. So it's based in substance. Yeah. Thank you. Well, that's it. So as long
based
as
in experiments. Based in experiments. Yes, you're right.
Substance.
Based in observation and experiment that confirms or disconfirms a prevalent theory or model of the universe.
See if you keep this battle up, Brenda. I'm not going to entertain you. You can come here like an adult and raise your game, right? And you can have the discussion and you can sit here. If you continue to act like a clown, I'm not going to entertain you.
I'm not acting like a clown. Right. I'm not acting like a clown. I'm not sniping. I'm not porn bombing. I'm not going to give the link to anybody else.
Right. But we've had a wee bit of trouble there just to establish that, you know, the natural sciences are based on understanding substances, right? So you agree to that now?
Well, all of the sciences are based on hypothesis, experiment, observation, and theory. All of the sciences.
Right, Brenda. But see, in order for things to be objectively true and proven to each other to be objectively true, these things must come down to practicality. There has to be a substance at it. Okay?
Not necessarily.
Well, give me an example.
Light is not really a substance.
No.
Light is not a substance.
Right.
Right.
Your point is,
so we know the nature of light, even though it is not a substance.
Right. But you don't know what light is.
Well, we know what it is.
No, you don't.
It's not matter, though.
No, it's no matter. So it's
right.
not.
It's energy. It's energy, which is not. I don't know if you count that as a substance or not. Light is energy. So it's not a substance. Possibly. Maybe you count energy as a substance.
Brenda, you don't know what light is. Okay.
Yeah, I do.
What is it?
It's electromagnetic radiation.
Is it?
Yeah.
From where? And where is the practicality? Where is these things that you've used in order to establish this? Are you just going to give us your words?
Light is emitted from atoms as they.
Atoms? What's an atom, yeah. Brenda? What's an atom?
A neutron, a proton, and an electron.
Where's the practical demonstration of these things?
We have microscopic pictures of those.
Brenda, I need to stop you all the time, right? Because every time people invoke fallacies, I'm going to have to highlight it. Don't use the words we. Who are you representing, Brenda? I'm only interested in direct realism, people that offer practicality and their direct experience, Brenda. If you keep invoking we and appealing fallacies, I'm not going to entertain you.
The scientific community is a community of individuals.
You're not the scientific community.
That's right.
You are Brenda. So what I'm interested in is who Brenda is and what Brenda has actually done and what Brenda actually knows to be objectively true based on substances. No reading books or going on the internet and listening to scientific journals. Right? That's no you.
It's not a condition of my knowing that I have to personally conduct every possible experiment that there is. I can know things without having to do them myself and to conduct my own experiments.
That's fine, but represent yourself.
That's what I said.
Represent yourself. Well, don't invoke me. When you use things like
I can.
Right, listen, Brenda, you've taken up enough of this portion right now for a wee minute. Can you just sit there quietly to speak to the other people for a wee minute?
Actually, you'll get a lot more clicks with me than without me.
Brenda, you either shut up and let me speak and engage with the other people, or I'm going to eject you. How you doing? Meryl, Mega Noob, and Zach. Good times for all. How are you doing?
How's it going, mate? Not too bad. How we doing today, Dale?
Cool.
Hey, Meryl.
Hey, Zach.
Mega Noob, can you speak? Are you there?
Can you hear me, Dale?
Your volume's really low.
Yeah.
Hang on, just to see if I can turn you up a wee bit, mate. Mega Noob, where is it? Mega Noob. Can you speak for me, Mega Noob?
Hello, hello.
Ah, you're a wee bit louder now. You're still quite quiet. I don't know if you could turn it up at your end a wee bit, maybe.
I'll have a look now, mate.
Yeah, I was just coming on Dell to see, make sure your link was working.
Aye. Aye, it's fine now, mate.
That's all you're having trouble.
Aye,
Yeah,
we seem to be having issues when we're sending it through the GMX. It doesn't seem to be working. But it's worked.
Well, the first one let me join. The first one Marshall put out, it let me join and I jumped off and I put in the chat that I was able to join. And then I tried to join it again and it took me to the Google Play Store. It's weird. Yeah. So it worked for one time and then it quit working after that. And then when you put the link out again, I was able to join your link.
Well, that's fine then.
He's
It's the same.
Yeah, weird.
No idea what's going on, mate. My whole comms, my Facebook and this are just, I don't know what's going on.
Can you hear me, Dale?
I can hear you, bud.
Good stuff, mate. How's it
What
going?
Aye, all right. Yourself?
Good, mate. Good.
Good.
See,
Good.
my biggest issue
Mhm.
is why don't stars parallax? So, if all stars
do.
are different,
They
what?
do. They do.
Brenda, you're not getting spoken to right now, okay?
How do they? Show me an example.
They do a very, very tiny little bit, but then they
I'm not-
reset themselves.
A
I'm
tiny
not
bit.
allowed, I'm not allowed to talk.
No, it's called stellar aberration.
So I'm not.
It happens.
I'm not.
Okay, I'm talking.
Wait
I'm
your
answering
turn,
the question.
Brenda. You've had a go.
Yeah, it's called stellar aberration, noob. It happens. It's very little. It's very, very minute.
Mm.
It's like 0.02 arc seconds a year, something insanely small.
Right.
And it happens every couple years, but then like every third or fourth year, depending on which star it is, and they don't all do it the same year, the
Right.
star will jump backwards like 3 or 4 steps.
But
It's
would,
weird.
if the Earth was spinning at X amounts,
Oh no, yeah, the Earth isn't spinning. No, this is intelligent design, I believe. This is like somebody resetting their watch. It's what totally disproved the globe a long time ago, and they knew that
Right,
the Earth
right.
wasn't moving. Yeah,
But
this was
I would-
1728 when this was discovered.
I
James
would-
Bradley.
Actually,
always assume-
stellar parallax proves that the heliocentric model.
No, this is
But-
called stellar aberration, not
Yeah,
stellar
the same
parallax.
thing. It's the same thing.
No, it isn't the same thing. Because stellar aberration, well, it goes backwards. That totally disproves the globe. Unless the globe is spinning
Retrograde
backwards.
motion is
Oh my goodness.
Well, I'm just going to pipe in here, because regardless of people's curiosities about the stars, the shape of the Earth is the question, and looking up at the sky doesn't give you anything about the shape of the Earth,
Exactly. Nothing.
aye.
But people have got curiosities about the luminaries and stuff like that, which is fair enough. Everybody has them. But when it comes to the question of the shape of the Earth, you're not going to get anything measurable about the shape of the Earth by looking up there, unfortunately.
You would just assume if a ball was spinning round at a certain speed and then shooting through the universe, that the stars would be forever shifting. There would
Yeah.
never be a moment where the stars remain the same
No,
due to the speed.
no, that's it. Well, 6 months' time, you'd be looking at a different night sky. So, it's just a simple, common sense observations would tell you these things,
Aye.
But people have a real issue with that.
Mhm.
But, right, Brenda, are you going to pipe in? You're going to talk about the stars because it doesn't give you anything measurable
should-
about the shape of the Earth.
yeah. Stellar parallax proves the heliocentric model. You should invite Soundly in.
But they don't parallax to the degree that they should be.
Brenda, what measurable proof do you get for the shape of the Earth you're standing upon by looking up at the sky?
What measurable proof do I have for the shape of the Earth?
What measurable proof do you get of the shape of the Earth by looking up at the sky?
Well,
How
we
do you-
can show.
How
we
do
can
you
show
measure the
the Earth.
shape of the Earth by looking at the sky?
We don't measure it by looking up at the sky.
Right, that's fine. As long as we know that. Right.
Yeah, we do that through other means. We can measure it directly.
Can you?
Hey,
Where-
Brenda. Can I ask Brenda a question? Hey, Brenda. Do you really want to know what shape the Earth is?
Yes.
So, do you really want to settle it once and for all?
Yes.
Shouldn't we all come together then on this?
Yes. Yes.
Like flat Earth, globe, you know, there isn't really an opposition here, isn't? Aren't we all looking for the same answer?
I don't think everybody is. Some people are here to are con artists who are intent on selling wares and making money off of people who don't know that the Earth is round.
Go right,
People like
Don't,
the-
Brenda, Brenda,
various
Brenda,
I'm
Brenda,
not talking about
Brenda. Don't start dropping names in here, okay?
Okay, I won't do that. But there are prominent people in the flat Earth movement who are simply there to make money off of the issue, and they are not interested in whether or not the Earth is flat or
Well,
round.
here's a thing that I've tried to propose to the people like yourself, Brenda. You're obviously smart enough to be aware that this is not going away, and that more and more people are becoming curious about it. So why would you not then spend your energy bringing it about, that we get it into the mainstream, we get it to a worldwide populace, and we get it put to bed once and for all? Your energy would be much better spent there.
Well, it was put to bed once and for all 2,600 years ago with the Greeks.
Fallacy. There's another
Educated people have known for thousands of years that the Earth is round.
There's another logical fallacy there from Brenda.
That's not a logical fallacy.
Yes, it is. It's a
Tell me
bandwagon fallacy.
What's wrong with my inference?
Yeah, bandwagon fallacy. You're appealing to the masses. You're appealing to
No,
authority.
I'm not.
Well,
I'm not.
Brenda, the statement of 2,000 years ago was a fallacy.
No, it's not.
Dell, I'm going to jump off here, man. I can't stand this.
What's happened here?
That we work by. Right? We're no silly wee gullible people who are going to be swayed by your sophism. You should be smart enough to realise that that's not going to work by now. So when you invoke a fallacy and it's highlighted to you, don't deny it. You have just done it.
Can you explain to me what the fallacy is?
2,000 years ago, this happened and that happened.
Yeah.
What age are you, Brenda?
I'm 60 years old.
Okay, so you're not 2,000 years old, are you?
No, I'm not.
Right. So you live now. This is the present time.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
It is a logical fallacy for me to revert to stories from books and hearsay about what happened 2,000 years ago. Right?
No, it's not a fallacy.
Yeah, of course. Brenda,
Explain
we
it.
cannot go
Explain it to me.
I've
Explain
explained it. Brenda,
Name the
you're
fallacy.
now
Name it.
You're now absorbing attention and time on absolute fucking hogwash, and you're just going round in circles trying to drain people's energy. So thank you for coming on, Brenda. We would like you to leave
You're not
now.
interested in the facts and the truth, Dell. You're interested only in bloviating and spreading your religious belief in the flat Earth.
No, it's not true.
Brenda, it's you.
You're not interested. You're not interested in the truth, Dell. You don't care about the truth. You don't give a damn about the truth or facts. You don't give a damn.
I know, Brenda, that's why I went through this whole process. I've used to believe I lived in a globe, and then I put myself up in the public eye to take immense ridicule and pressures because I'm not interested in the truth. No, I'm only interested in causing myself some stress.
If you cared about the truth, you would invite people who disagreed with you.
Brenda, it's
And
an open platform.
you would welcome their criticism. If you were really concerned about the truth, you would welcome criticism of your beliefs, because that is
Brenda,
how we attain the truth.
Brenda, this is part of your sophist crap, right? The reality of the situation is this. Brenda. The reality of the situation is this. I believe I live in a globe. I put myself in the public eye. I go to universities. I go out in the street. I engage with everybody and anybody. I have had an open platform for over a year. You and countless others have been on numerous times repeating the same crap. I have been
Your
sniped
platform is
left,
not
right,
open.
centre. Well, Brenda,
You
you're here
block
right
you
now.
block people. You block people who disagree with you. Your platform is not open. That is not true. And
Can't be bothered with Brenda anymore. Right. I
Yeah.
tried to be courteous. And I requested that it goes away quietly, and it's not happening. So I'm not entertaining it anymore. So let's get the conversation back on track. Mega Noob, how you doing?
Del boy? No bad.
Good man,
No
good.
bad.
Good.
Looking for truth.
Aye. So what's your thoughts on all this?
Well, I don't know. I started getting into it about a couple of years ago or something. Done Eric Dubai's 200 proof cells, not a spinning globe. And then started telling people about it and getting ridiculed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's strange. I mean, if you look at some of the video footage of people getting the cameras, right, and zooming back on a ship that supposedly disappeared over the horizon and bringing it back into view, while science tells you that the reason that it disappeared was due to curvature, it's too much a contradiction to say that it's unimportant. You know what I mean? It is important. You know what I mean?
Of course.
It's life changing. You know what I mean?
Exactly. The whole thing about the boats going over the horizon, we've got a band in there, the convergence point, the vanishing point. There isn't an exact and measurable science for that because it's changing continually. And they're playing on that, but there is times, people say this where you can zoom things fully back into view, and there's times that you can't do that for various different reasons, and I think that's important because there's so many people out there who are here saying these things, and I've said it in the past mistakenly, that you can zoom things fully back in. You can in certain occasions, but there comes a point where the conditions are just such a way that that's not achievable, But,
density of the atmosphere or something.
Aye, but again, there is no exacting science there. That's why they invoke refraction, bend your light, it's coming up round the ball, and they shift the goalposts and chop and change it left, right, and centre, So, yeah.
debate a real scientist sometime, Del. Debate a real
Brenda,
scientist.
Brenda,
Debate
go
a
and get
real
me
scientist.
Brenda,
Debate
get
a real scientist.
Brenda, go
Not
and get me one.
some idiot on the sidewalk. Debate a real scientist, and
What was
show
your
us
opinion?
unedited video. Show us unedited video of you debating a real scientist sometime.
Brenda, you know
Go
how
to
many
the
things-
university,
Brenda,
go
shut
in,
the fuck up.
talk to a
up.
professor, and invite him in.
Right, Brenda, I heard your point. Okay, I have been to countless universities, and in the videos, you will actively hear me saying, bring any physicist, any so-called scientist who is willing to have that discussion. Right, so far, none, absolutely zero, have came forward.
Well, maybe
So,
you have to write to them and talk to them
Brenda,
and show them
Brenda,
that you're not mentally ill clown.
if you're that passionate about it, Brenda, you go and get one. Go and get
No,
one and bring them here.
You're a university professor in my area isn't going to be able to make it to Scotland.
Brenda, what is it that's different? What is it that's different about a university professor that he's going to know that I don't know?
Well, perhaps he would have the authority that you need in order to be convinced that the Earth is round.
Authority, Brenda.
That you need. That you
There
need.
go. I don't need authority, Brenda. That's your problem.
Well, then
You need
have. Well, then invite Soundly on, and have a
Soundly's
debate
an
with
idiot.
him.
Downley
No,
is an absolute
invite him on. Well, then it prove him wrong, and
Downley,
have an unedited,
Brenda,
moderated debate. You're a
Brenda,
coward. You're a
Brenda.
coward, Del. You're a coward.
I'm going to mute you, Brenda, right? But again, you keep
You're a
saying the word
coward,
debate.
Del. You're a coward. You cower in your. You
keep
hide.
using the
You
word-
hide in your potting shed. You hide in your potting shed.
Right, Brenda keeps using the word debate in this chap Soundly, but Brenda and these other Globe Disciple trolls ignore the fact that we have done observations from 40 miles and 49 miles at an observer height of 6 feet, seeing the objects fully in view, reflecting on the water surface below. People like Brenda and these other clowns ignore that, and they favour a wee confirmation bias with guys like Soundly who will manipulate their position to get the desired effect, where people like myself are not trying to manipulate anything. We go countless times over and over again and we see these observations. The observation at Ailsa Rock from Largs, you can go to Google Earth yourself and go to the Street View and you can see it. Even Google Earth captured it. Right? 40 miles. But they don't want to accept these things. They would rather invoke curvature, ridiculous amounts of curvature at 16 miles. So, who's lying? Who's telling lies? Right. Sorry for the interruptions there. Megan Ubin Merrill.
The problem is with the people who want to defend the globe is that they never provide examples, illustrations, anything. They just talk about authority and all these types of things, you know, as if if it comes out a certain person's mouth, it's more believable. You know what I mean?
It's a fallacy, mate. It's just a logical fallacy.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we're trying to deal with each other and be direct realists and deal with each other one-to-one. You know, I don't have a place to sit here and start trying to impart wisdom on, you know, how, what can I say, how the electrical circuits work on the streetlights out there. You know, because it's not my avenue, it's not my direct experience, so I would be doing it a disservice by sitting here trying to talk about it. You know, what I'm looking for is people to share their direct observations, their direct experiences. And if you happen to be a scientist in any particular line or field, by all means, come and have the discussion. But when you get morons like that who do nothing but sit there and read Wikipedia and invoke fallacy and appeal to authorities, you know, it's pathetic. You know, it really is fucking pathetic.
It's like they don't believe in this and that the government tells them, you know, like this is a conspiracy, that's a conspiracy, the JFK and 9/11, this all down the road, every conspiracy, but they believe them on this. You know what I mean? Because it's too hard for them to believe and come to terms with. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, people like Brenda are no real people who are, you know, trying to be honest. They're here to push an agenda, and we know that about them. They know we know that about them, but they're under duress and they have to keep fulfilling these roles. Because really they're limited on personnel, because, you know, there's not that many fucking morons out there who would actively, you know, pursue that avenue off their own back. They have to have been brought in under duress and they try and push the agenda. So people like Brenda are just hired help, useful idiots.
Because that's what I was going to ask her, or, you know, I was going to say, do you want to believe it's a globe? Or do you want to know it's a globe?
Yeah.
To me, that's a big difference.
That's it.
And I wonder 2,000 years ago, before TV, before radio, before NASA, you know, a lot of those old pictures, the secret societies, why have they always got compasses, mathematics? How did they establish that it was a globe?
Because they understood planar geometry to a great extent, Merrill, and worked on it, and then managed to formulate and transfer a level Earth into a three-dimensional ball, right, and present that to us. That's it.
Yeah.
You know? The instruments that they use, the instruments that we use to build, construct, to survey, to level, to everything are planar. You know, all that stuff is there. How aircraft work and operate, the diagrams that's used, you know, 1, 2, 3 point perspective drawn in regards to architecture and artistry, you know, all these, everything, every applicable practical thing in reality is shown us that it's planar. You know, even the internal balance system that's self-leveling, leveling, no curving, because none of it would work. None of it would work. Everything would be off. You know, aircraft wouldn't fly, gyroscopes wouldn't work, none of it would work, you know. So it comes down to people need to go out the mindset of you know, putting themselves out to authority and taking information that way, cut it all out and just dig in and actually look at reality for what it is and understand the instrumentation and how these things are working, and then they'll get it, you know. It's really, really simple.
Because I just had a realization the other day that, You know, I talk to lots of different people about this in person and online. And I realized that a lot of people, they just think they live on a globe.
Yeah.
They don't actually know.
No.
And it really hit me like, okay, well, there's all these people attacking each other, insulting each other, worst kinds of human behavior around, really.
Yeah.
But if we just slow down for a second and look, I just had the moment when boom, light bulb, aren't we on the same team? Because really, and that's just why I wanted to just bring that into focus, because
Well, you've heard me making that point countless times, Meryl, as well. Just as I said there to Brenda, turn your focus on bringing this, you know, into the full spectrum, right? Because just as you say, what I've shown and many other people have shown when you go out and engage with the public is that people know very little about the beliefs that they hold in regards to the world that they're living in, right? So it's a positive for everybody, because if we make this a bigger issue, then it sharpens everybody's mind and people learn more about the world they're living in, and they learn not to be so lazy and passive and apathetic towards the world that they're living in. You know, they actually know it, they experience it, and they know it for sure. And it's a positive, you know. So as again, the psychology, the logic of people like Brenda and this, you know, it shows you, it highlights exactly what they're up to, you know.
I know a big step to say this, but I can imagine a moment where everybody here alive today actually had that light bulb moment where they realized, holy shit, the earth's flat. Holy shit. You know, that will be a moment, and that's why I'm here, mate. And fucking oath. Bring it on.
Well,
Let's do it.
it's already known, there's a, you know, that point's been made. The Earth's always been the Earth. You know, people's beliefs about it may have changed, but you know, I can guarantee that the people back then who had skills and understanding practicality would never have believed such absurd nonsense. They have managed to inject this into us by producing companies like NASA and Walt Disney and formulating new technology in order to present things about reality to us on a screen. You know, and just through that generational process, they've managed to implement it. It's not that old. It's not that long. You get these Muppets saying 2,000 years bollocks. You know, for one, they have no way of proving that, and just based on common sense, I would say that's absolute fucking rubbish. You know, if you even went back 150 years and tried to tell the people then that they were living on a ball, they'd have probably kicked you right in the balls, told you to fuck off. You know?
Yeah.
So it's no, you know, this big thing. It's really a small thing. You know, it's the Earth's always been the Earth, and people just need to realise what it is. That's it. You know.
Because you know, a lot of it's not one thing at a time. We just have to address it in a calm way. Stick to our guns. We're living proof and examples that you'll be all right. You know, you go through a bit of cognitive dissonance, you get shaken up, but you'll level out.
Yep.
You know, especially, and people will support you through that.
Level out.
I was going to say you'd come around, but I see, sort of mean, I'm sharpening up.
Yeah.
You know? If I care. I want to do this. I want to get past this fucking bullshit. But at the same time, I got to rein that passion in. I got to take a breath and just stop myself and just go, it's happening. And look at the little wins and look at the positives. And try to enjoy it, you know. Try to enjoy it too.
people can enjoy it, you know. People like us sit up here take the brunt of the bullshit, you know, but I can even enjoy it anyway. As I said before, if people are getting involved in this, especially online, and you're attaching your emotions into it, you're going to be in for a real hard time. You have to have the ability to have that barrier up, you know, and just not let it engage. Don't be emotionally attached to the fucking screen and the characters that are involved in it, because that's their job, you know, to come in and try and antagonise and wind people up on an emotional level. You know, they're pissing up against a brick wall when it comes here, you know.
Yeah.
But people get caught up in it, and it causes problems for them. But people can enjoy it, you know. Go away, realise you've known it now, and you know, be happy in it. And if you can, just plant the seeds with other people along the road if you can do so, you know.
It can be uplifting.
Exactly, man. As I say, it was for me. I was at the end of my tether, searching and searching and searching, you know, all the avenues, mind, body, philosophy, creationism, V-evolution. I was fucking deep in it, trying to make sense of what the fuck was going on. And I was at the end of my tether, you know, I was like, fuck it, it is just a big accident. There isn't any rhyme or reason to it. You know, just give in to it and fucking go with the flow, you know? And then once you have that realisation, of course, the foundation is a fucking lie, you know, then everything gets easier. You feel better about yourself, you know?
You ever see that video? Something happened on the way to the moon.
Yeah.
A funny thing happened on the way to the moon, or something. I mean, you know, people believe that they didn't land on the moon, that they lied about the whole space mission adventure, and they won't believe that they're lying about anything else. You know, they're not lying about the shape of the Earth. That's bizarre to me. You know what I mean? Especially when you see them making the video, pretending to be so many thousands of miles, out of Earth's atmosphere, and they pull away the camera, and they're only fucking a couple hundred feet or something above it.
Exactly.
Crazy, man.
I'm just looking for something here. I'm waiting for that screen fail when it's coming up with that. What's going on? Sorry, guys, I'm just looking for something. I don't know if anybody's seen the latest fuck up with the green screen on the fake ISS. Did anybody see it?
Yeah.
No, send the link in.
I'm trying to look for it and I'll screen share it. Here it's here.
I mean, even the facts that they're letting these glitches and things like that out, like NASA, you know, that's coming out of NASA, and that's being released to the public. Like, even that's mega sus.
Yeah.
Mega suspect.
Definitely.
Right? Like, if it was so tight, airlock, we're talking airlock seals, you know?
Yeah.
Watertight. No leaks. That stuff wouldn't be coming out. Not in a million years.
Right, I'm going to share this. It's Mike Helmick's channel, so I hope he's going to be all right with me sharing this. Just give me 2 seconds here. Just for people who missed it.
Aye.
Yeah.
Screen share. Application window. Right, you've seen this, aye?
Yeah. It's not locked on you anymore, Dal.
Is it on the screen share? Can you see it?
Now you are.
Aye.
Whenever we talk, it goes back to us.
Right, okay, hold on. Just bear with me. I find this here. It's just coming up. Before it goes to it, I'm just going to highlight this wee area here.
Aye.
If people keep an eye on this wee area as it all morphs, you'll see the green screen appearing. Yeah.
Oof. Aye. Aye,
Let's see it again. Right. There you go.
5 o'clock.
So,
That's bad.
well, there's so much in there. You know, it just leads you to that point where you think, are they just going to throw NASA under the bus in these agencies? What a perfect way for the governments to walk away scot-free. You know, we believed them. It's their fault. They're lying to us. You know, scapegoats, exactly.
Yeah, and it's so easy to recreate that type of thing. I mean, you can download programs that you can create all that type of stuff yourself. I mean, you don't even need to be a professional to create green screens or special effects and stuff like that. You know, there's programs like that are free. You know, or Blender.
Yeah.
You know, things like that. You can do all that yourself.
Yeah.
So it's not
What's
beyond the government.
I'm just looking for something else here. Sorry, guys. Where is it? It's her with the ball. It's one of my favourites. I'm just having a wee scan for this. Sorry, guys, you can just keep chatting away there. I'm just trying to have a wee look for this.
So, Meryl, what's the biggest telltale sign for you that the Earth's not a globe?
Huh. I can't get past the water, you know. There's one thing, like, I used to really like skimming stones. I know it sounds silly.
Yep.
And there's it rains a bit here, right? And my mum likes collecting water.
Oh.
Anyway, all these things click together, and she's got all these buckets out at the moment, and even the surface on the top of each bucket of water is a perfect mirror. But the only way it can make that mirror reflection is when it goes still. But that's what water does. And I have enough common sense in me to know that oceans, seas, lakes, that shit just aren't curved. There's no spherical oceans.
Yeah.
There's just not.
Yeah. Because if it's happening on a small scale like that, all you need to do is scale up a little, scale up a little, scale up a little, and it should never differ.
And when's it going to change? What, after the horizon, beyond the imaginary curve?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
If it's not bending in front of that horizon, it's not just going to start magically bending past it. It's just not. And that's common sense. Like, and if it is, prove it.
Yeah.
Right. Hang on, we screen share again here. This is one of my favourites. This. I think they were trying this to see if fucking idiots would actually fall for it. Right. Can you see this? Aye.
Yeah.
Yep.
Watch this up here. What magically appears? Do you see it? Huh? So they now have mastered teleportation. You know what I mean? Still
Yeah, I've seen a few videos like that. And I've seen them supposedly working on space stations, and you can see bubbles and stuff all floating up, and all these types of things. And it's just so obvious. I think once you peel back that layer, know what I mean?
Exactly. Well, that's the whole point, mate. You know, it's like, again, back to real science, direct realism. You know, the substances and what's happening here tells you that they're fucking lying. But you don't even have to go in and try and find a flaw in what they're presenting, because, you know, reality's telling you that what they're showing you is bullshit, you know? So that's as far as it goes for me. But I think it's just funny to highlight some of these things and the absurdities, you know. Let's just make things magically appear because we've got teleportation devices and Star Trek's real.
It's brutal.
Yeah. You know. So, see what people are saying about that. Dolls appearing out of thin air. Beam up the soft toys, Scotty. Yep. Middle this. Throw us some SpaceX. We can laugh at the MT. Derek Hughes. Dell's fear is apparent. Don't know what you're talking about, Derek. You got any fears, my man? Where am I? Oh. Tony Dixon discrediting NASA is a great way of proving flat Earth. Well, I just think it proves they were lying dipshits. To say just what I said a minute ago about the substances, they prove that they're lying pieces of shit. Pandemonium, hey Dale, you scared me. Shiting it. I don't know what about right enough, but I'm shiting it. Can you smell that? Can you smell the fear? I'm sitting here quaking in my fucking boots. I've pissed and shat myself all at the same time for whatever reason.
Because you can.
Exactly, Meryl, because I can.
Well,
So where do you go for here?
what's that?
Wait a minute.
Where is it we go for here? But but how do you take it to the next level?
Exploration. Well, exactly, exploration, but it's the same process, mate, from the off for me. It's about getting the numbers up, and just keeping pursuing those avenues of trying to affect and get the word to people whatever way possible. If you can get people talking about it and get it, into the wider spectrum, then who knows what can happen. The possibilities are, I just don't know. I don't know how it's going to get done. I've mentioned this before. For me, it's just about head down, swing the sword, and see what happens. I made the statement a long time ago. If there's any honour, just let me know. Put me in the picture. And nobody ever came forward to put me in the picture. So from that moment on, I just decided, well, I'm going to be a big fucking pain in the ass.
Aye.
Fuck them. But again, mate, where do we go? I mean, we need exploration.
Aye.
That's it. So, however we're going to achieve that is the way, And for me, as I say, sorry, mate.
Aye. No, go on.
No, it's just for me. It's just heed down, get the word out. First of all, you need the numbers. You need people aware of it and talking about it and having it in their consciousness before anything's going to happen. So I just go with priorities, and for me right now, that is still the main priority. That's why I was saying, it's so important because, the activism stuff. If you show too much of that, if I keep uploading daily activism videos, people start getting the impression that they don't have to engage or do anything because there's other people doing it. I keep trying to encourage people. Look, everybody has to get active. You need to keep up with speaking to your friends, family, anybody you possibly can. If you're in the pub, if you're out playing five-a-sides, whatever it is you're up to, try and just bring up the conversation. But numbers. We're all responsible. Exactly, mate. Yeah. I know it's hard because there is no direction, as I said before. There is no magic book. I don't have a book that I can work off and go, all right, aye, we've been born into a cult and we're finding out that it's a fucking lie, right? Okay, what's the next step? It's like fucking it's writing the book as we fucking go.
Aye.
It's never happened before as far as I'm aware. Although I keep having moments of familiarity and I don't know why. I don't know if anybody else is experiencing this, but I keep getting moments of this is familiar. I just can't quite get my finger on it.
Aye. I get what you're saying.
Aye.
Yeah.
You get it, so?
Yeah. I am too.
Letting go of something without there being any like bloodshed or war or something like that. There would have to be an uprising to some degree because it's totally it's the biggest thing. You know what I mean? It's not just did 9/11 happen or who's behind it. It's bigger. You know what I mean? It encapsulates everything that we've ever known about everything.
Yeah.
In one pill that you need to swallow.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Because the whole structure is based upon a false foundation.
Aye.
And if that foundation's wrong, then everything else is wrong. So the whole lot has to come crashing down. And some people don't like that. As I say, there's so many people who have succeeded and have a nice wee slice of the pie, and they're scared of letting that go. They're scared that they're not going to have that anymore. You know, when I'm not here to take anything away from anybody. You know, they're entitled to be what they are and have what they have. That's not what I'm asking them. I'm just asking people to open up and accept facts and accept reality for what it is. You know, and maybe have a change in direction of attitude. But you know, I have to keep saying this all the time. I'm talking about these things and like change the system, resolve it, make it a different thing. I don't even know if I want to go there because I don't even know where I'm. You know, and what if there's an opportunity for us to fucking leave this pond? You know, we're all sitting here trying to make sense of it and make it work when that's not the game.
Aye.
Sorry, guys, I've got a phone call here. I'm just going to answer it. Oh, missed it. Guys, I've got some messages here and stuff that I'm going to read through, so I don't know if you want to sit about or...
Yeah, I might jump out, Del. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Nice to meet you, Mega Noob. And
nice to meet you too. I'm going to nip off as well.
Yeah. Just open up
guys.
Again. Yeah, take care, Del.
Take it easy. Mega Noob, cheers for coming on, bud, as well.
Thanks very much. Keep up the good work, Dale. Proud of you.
Nice to hear more Scottish voices, bud. Take it easy.
That's you. See you later, mate. Bye-bye.
Easy. All right. Oh, I missed it. Missed it again. Right. Hi, mate. Oh. Missed it again. Hi, mate. Kieran here. Just wanted to thank you for recommending Adam IFE on YouTube. His work with the P900 blows the globe out of the water, as did your Ailsa Craig videos. If anyone has a P900 in North Ireland, give me a shout. I'd love to collaborate in showing the Isle of Man from here. That's Kieran. Red Machine Kieran. Is it Red Machine Kieran? Aye. He's got a channel on YouTube, so he's looking to connect up with people who are wanting to do observations. And also Adam IFE. And there was another one, David C. James is another channel that's doing observations, obviously Wide Awake, BMLS B69. There's so many. The wee man, which his channel is known now as Rebel Without a Pause, is doing great observations of the luminaries, so it's worth checking out. Hello? Hello? Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Oh, sorry, I'm getting two things happening here. Mitchell, sorry, buddy, I'm just answering this call.
Yeah, no worries.
It's hung up. Sorry, mate. Sorry about that. How you doing, Mitchell? You all right?
Doing good, yeah. Just got off work a little bit ago. I've been trying to get in for a few weeks, but I kept trying to get the link through a Yahoo, but Yahoo doesn't seem to work for receiving the mail from GMX. But
right.
Anyway.
So use a different browser, I take it there?
Yeah, I just went through my Google account that my YouTube account is hooked up to, like through my Gmail, and I got it through there. So,
nice one.
Worked out. Yeah. But yeah, I've been trying to get in for a few weeks. There's a lot of shit that I want to talk about, but I'll try to keep it organized and in a linear fashion. I get nervous for this type of shit, so bear with me if I'm all over the place. But so you know, this whole, you know, I didn't buy into flat Earth until like a couple months ago. I've always been into like conspiracies and truth and things like this, but I was watching videos from ODD and I was like, oh shit, you know, watching his conspiracy videos, and then I went on his page and I saw that half of his videos were about flat Earth. And I'm thinking, what the fuck? Like, I thought it was crazy, but all it took was one video, and I'm like, holy shit. Just, you know, it blew my mind, but it didn't take much for me to realize, like, yeah, this makes sense. Like, the globe is bullshit, and that, you know, that's it. And like you say, you know, all you need is to look at the physics of water and understand how water works. You know, But people
Yeah.
try to complicate it, and everything that we were taught in school and all this and that. But
Yeah.
just I don't know. But what?
It's difficult. No, it's difficult for people, mate. They've twisted people's perceptions and minds with the images. And it's just as you say, I've always said that it comes down to some simplicity. That's how Liquid behaves. Therefore, what they're telling you is bullshit. But people find it so hard to accept that, because of the intense programming they've received,
Yep. Yeah, and I mean, I always knew that. Sorry, I was gonna say I've always knew that school was bullshit. Like, I just graduated this year, actually, like this summer, and I've always had an attitude and hated school, but I didn't really know why. I knew they were teaching me bullshit, but I didn't know how deep it went until I realized the truth about the world we live in, that we're not on a spinning ball.
Yeah.
And then that clicked with me that it really goes a lot deeper than even I thought it did. Shit, what was I going to say? Sorry.
You're all right, but
I get anxious. So yeah, anyway, I guess I'll bring this up too. So, I left a comment in the live chat last week or a few days ago asking you about like how you deal with stubborn family members and stubborn people and stuff. And, you talk about using the indirect approach. And I wanted to ask you, like in your street activism and those videos where you go up to people and you ask them and you record it, is that in your eyes the indirect approach, or would that be considered direct?
I'm being direct when I'm approaching people, obviously, because I'm asking them to interact. But then I switch to being indirect in regards to the topic, So I'm pretty straight up and open with them, what I'm about and what I'm doing. I don't say, oh, it's about this subject. I just say, look, it's about the world in general. I'm just asking people kind of common sense questions and to get their reaction to see if they've heard about certain things and whatever. And once they hear that, they ease up a wee bit, and I reassure them that I'm not here to take the piss at you. And then obviously I get into a kind of Socratic line of approaching the topic, where I want to lead them to realizations.
Okay. Because like I've started talking about this topic to people at work, because the way I am, like, I'm really passionate about people understanding what's really going on in the world. And it's not even just the flat earth, like it goes so deep, like taxes, property tax really pisses me off, and the food we eat, what they put in the water, there's so much. And it's like, all these are important. And I don't know if anything is more important than the other. I do know that, the fact that we've been lied to just about the world we live in general, that's the biggest thing. But, nothing goes far, none of the other stuff goes far below that. But, and
all these things are hugely relevant. All these things are hugely relevant. And as likes of myself, I've been doing this for a long time. You move through all these different realizations. And as you say, there is no one that should sit above or below the other. They're all one and the same, part of the same religious cult nonsense that we've been born into. The manipulation, the corruption, as you say, the poison in the food, the air, the water we drink, it's all relevant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like I'm really passionate about talking to people about that. Like I've always felt like people talk about mindless stuff. Like they'll talk about what's on the TV and this celebrity, her tits were out on TV, just stupid shit like that. But they don't talk about real stuff, like the fact of what's really going on in where the agenda is heading. And like I'm in Chicago right now. I moved from Minnesota to Chicago. I went to a pastry school for 6 months. I just graduated. And, I do like that. I'm not saying I don't, but I'm not as passionate about doing that or any job in general as I am about helping people come to the realization of what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I can't spend all my time walking around and talking to people because I need to make money, unfortunately. We're all slaves to fucking numbers. We all got to work for numbers. So I don't know, like, you're not the Messiah and you don't have all the answers, but like, how would you suggest going about that? Like, because I would like to make a business out of it, but that is greedy, and that's just the world we live in.
Exactly. This is the problem, bud. It's necessity. Dictates what avenues you're going to go down. And right now it's a necessity for you to make money, to survive. And to be honest, it's not really a necessity. You could really commit to removing yourself from it. But I totally get it. I'm in the same position. I still have to get money. I have to bring it in wherever I can. The demands are there. And I have to portion my attention and my time to certain things. I mean, I wouldn't decry anybody of pursuing any avenue. I think it's just about your attitude, your intent, and how you walk. So if you want to go and set a business up and achieve what you want to achieve, for me, it's how you treat other people, and who's affected by that in whatever way, And when you hear about the imbalance, obviously, we'll buy Nike trainers, and some kids in some sweatshop are having to produce that in order for you to have that luxury. Then for me, there's real issues there. It's where we're putting our attention and what we're actually contributing to that I think people need to have a wee think about,
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I mean, sorry, go ahead.
No, it always comes back to this, but we talk about the system and how it could change. I have different ideas about how that could happen, but it always comes back down to this underlying assumption that this is where we're supposed to be and this is all that exists. Therefore, we have to formulate a better way of living or a different way of living. We need to establish exactly where we are first. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. I mean, what questions would you ask to help us figure out, like, if this is where we're meant to be?
Well, exploration for a start. The thing about it is when I speak to people have always got the underlying assumption that they're basing their philosophy or their rationing, whatever it may be, that you're supposed to be here and this is the only thing that exists. This area that we think of, people think it's a globe, people think it's a circular area with a dome and an ice wall and whatever else, and people are basing that from those assumptions. What I'm saying is, well, how do we know that there's something else out there? How do we know that the game is that you're born in here, you mature and then you go and you explore? As a species, we should be exploring and we can go further and further and further. I mean, I don't know. But I can't even enter into the realms of society and the structure and how we could change it and make it different until I have that foundation first and foremost.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and I've used to hold the belief before I started watching all of your past live streams like this, because you bring that up, like, before we can figure out how to make this better, we need to figure out what the fuck is going on and who are we and what are we doing here? I used to hold the belief that, well, if I take enough mushrooms and sit in silent darkness, like Terence McKenna talks about, and, dive deep enough into psychedelics, then I could find these answers. But, hearing you and Meryl talk about, the fact that that's not, because I feel like that just brings up your deep programmed beliefs, like how we're supposed to be here and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, it does help. Go ahead.
No, it does. I mean, I've had my experiences with psychedelics, mushrooms and stuff, and they helped on a psychological and emotional level. Kind of introspective realizations about certain things that had happened in my life and blah, 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 which was great, worked wonders for me in that aspect. But in regards to these bigger questions, I've never met anybody, I've never seen any mystical guru coming from the jungle taking ayahuasca or any of these things who's ever really offered anything seriously profound in regards to who we are, where we came from, why we're here. There's none of that comes from any of that, so sorry, man. just dropped the phone. Aye. So I don't. It's not going to come through people sitting and doing an introspective journey. You can learn things about yourself and understand yourself, of course, but the objective world and what else is here, if there is anything else, we're not going to get that. As you say, taking psychedelics, everything that's in there is what you've experienced and imagery and heard sounds through your experience of being captive in this one area. So if you've never experienced anything else, it's not just going to randomly appear from nowhere into your mind. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I'm kind of picking up what you're saying. But but yeah, I mean, like the first time I ever took mushrooms, I was with my buddy. We were on a trail, like a biking trail, and we're looking at this hill that was across the pond, and it was beautiful. And I was looking at, and when you're tripping, everything is like 100 times more beautiful. And I was looking at it, and I'm like, man, I would love to live there. You know, set up a little house, have a garden, these things. And my buddy goes, well, you can do that, you know, just buy the land and live there. And I looked at him like, buy land? Like, what the fuck does that mean? Give somebody numbers so I can live on that land without them throwing me in a cage? And you need to continually give them those numbers, otherwise they're going to come after you. And then you have that, what's the word? You have that anxiety about it, like worrying about if they're actually going to come after you or not. And I don't know, like I've always, I like those tiny houses. Have you ever seen those like on wheels, on trailers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not like that. They're actually like a, not like a trailer park house, but they're smaller. They're just on a trailer and they're like a miniature house. They look just like a house. I've always wanted to live in one of those, and so I don't have to pay these property taxes and continue to pay for my house for the rest of my life. But
that's like the whole kind of free man movement. If you really get right into that, you know, that was the problem. That's why I'd cut certain people off before, because people take it as a wee, you know, an avenue in order to be cheeky to the police and think that they can get away with parking tickets and all this, you know, superficial bullshit. But if you really pursue that avenue, then what you have to do is you can actually remove yourself from the system, but you're not going to be able to be dependent on things like National Health Service, or you won't be recognised if you walked into any of these buildings because you have totally removed yourself from the system. So there is a huge responsibility that's going to come with that, and I don't think people are prepared to commit to it fully. But there is avenues, you know, that people can pursue. And have your right to claim land and build there. But again, it comes back to exactly what you say. You need the resources. You know, you have to have funding in order to buy wood and achieve these things. Unless, of course, you know, you've got the skills that you can, you know, take from the land yourself and construct and whatever else. But if there's a will, there's a way. You know, there is an option there for people to pursue that. But you have to be really committed to it and understand exactly what you're putting yourself in for. You know, as I say, too many people just think that, oh, the legal name fraud, right? I'm not the straw man, therefore I don't have to pay my parking ticket, and I can pick and choose whenever I want to use it. No, you either commit to it fully or you don't. You know, there isn't any picking and choosing. But that's the bit that people don't get. They just think they can invoke it whenever it suits them.
yeah, that's true. I mean, it's always been my dream to like live in, maybe not necessarily that, but just like a small cabin, you know, live out in the woods, mind my business, have a garden where I get my food that I eat. You know, I don't eat hardly anything else just from my garden. Have a dog, you know, just be free. But that unfortunately, that option is available.
Well, that's we're talking about change, and that's exactly, you know, what I would say about change. These things that you're talking about are the fundamentals of being a human being. You know, if we talk about education systems and offering children what they actually require, it's exactly what you've just said. You know, what first and foremost, what does a human being require? Warmth, shelter, food, water. Right? So there has to be an education there for that. How do you construct your own home? How do you, you know, sanitize? How do you, you know, how do you make it work? and functional for a human being. And that's what education should be about. You know, I desire that as well, mate. You know, you have your bit of land, you have your freedom, you know, you grow your crops and nobody messes with you, you don't mess with anybody else. And that for me should just be the way of life, but that's not what we're experiencing right now. So if it can... Sorry.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. And you know, you could tell people about this, and you know, no matter how many people you wake up, it seems like I'll probably never see that in my lifetime. You know, because it's so deep, and there's so few. You know, more and more people are waking up to truths like this, but it's still a very small fraction, and there's still a lot of progress we need to make. But yeah, you know, like I'm still young, and I got to figure out like how to live that. You know, you have a lot more experience than I do. You're as old as my dad, so you know, trying to talk to people, you know, and like I give these ideas, but then they seem like pipe dreams because it's like, well, you got to wake up and you got to do what everybody else does because that shit isn't gonna work. So that it makes it hard, but you just gotta do what you gotta do, I suppose.
You know, people have just been sold a false idea, mate. You know, and they just chase their tail their whole life, thinking that they're going to achieve exactly what we're talking about right now, and it's freedom. People think if they achieve the right amount of wealth, they will be free. You know, and that's the illusion that they have.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just saw today that the Powerball's at 570 million. And I mean, that makes me want to go out and buy a ticket. But even if I do win, you know, it's like, how far is that going to get me? I'm still a slave to the numbers.
That's the interesting thing, man, you know, because I've brought that up before. And it would be a really interesting study, you know, like just what we're talking about right now. I mean, what do people really, really want deep down? You know, if I gave you the option of living off the land and living in your wee hut and you know, exactly what you said, and I gave you the other option of, well, here, there you go, you can have that 500 million. What are you going to take?
Yeah, you know, and that shit, if I was presented with those options right now, that'd kind of be a tough choice.
Well, this is it, man. This is it. You know? So it gets right down to the core of people lying to themselves, you know. And I've said it before, is it just because people are butthurt that they're not getting that slice of the pie that they envision that they want, and they think that it's too far out of their grasp, so then they start pursuing other avenues. But really, at their core, they're what's the word? They're eager to achieve that. You know, so you get people, for talking in the truth community, they talk about these concepts and ideas of equality and living off the land and blah, blah, blah. If somebody was to come along and go, there you go, there's 500 million quid.
Yeah.
I guarantee 99.9% of the people would just go, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
it'd be tough for me not to take that.
Exactly. That's what we're up against, mate, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah, you know, you get what you talk about. You get the shiny, you get the cool car, you get the big house and all this other shit.
And for somebody who's younger, that's much more appealing. But as you say, me being an old guy and all that, you know, a bit more life experience of chasing the money and careers and all that kind of stuff, you realise that that's not what you're looking for. There is no amount of money, no amount of castles and land that you could give me that would substitute me finding out who I am, where I am, and why the fuck I'm here. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So when you get a bit older, that comes to the forefront. That's what's more important than anything. You know?
Yeah.
But it's easy for the younger generations to get swept up with that. And as I say, if you offer them a wee bit of power, stature, some wealth, they'll snap it up and lose themselves within it. You know? Exactly. Yeah.
Yep. And you know, I've thought about like ways to, like a more efficient way to wake people up to these ideas, because I can only get so far by talking to people at work. I do want to start. You know, I have a YouTube channel, but I do want to start making content, doing street activism like you do. You know, and that can get you so far, but You know, people like these rappers and, you know, like B.O.B. was talking about the flat earth. I didn't see that or like hear what he had to say about it, but you know, you get these celebrities talking about it and they have the influence. They have millions of people following their Instagram and watching their videos and shit. So then it makes me feel like, well, shit, I want to do that. Like, I want to create music. You know, start out by just creating the shit that they create, you know, money, weed, ass, you know, shit like that. And then,
Well, why do you think I'm where I'm, mate? You know, it's employing those very same methods. You have to get to the attention of people in order for you to try and affect them and make change. You know, so I said this from the very beginning. We have to employ these very same tools, but the difference is like people like me, I can only speak for me. I'm not trying to achieve this in order to have stature and wealth and power over other people. I'm doing this to try and have equality and empower people. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
There's a difference in intent for why people want to do these things.
yep.
People may start off thinking that they've got the right intent. As soon as they start getting a wee bit of attention, their focus shifts from representing the truth and the facts and empowering people to maintaining their attention and the numbers and the, you know, people liking their stuff and coming to their hangouts and, you know, without any focus or intent of where they're actually trying to go. I've seen it so many times with people, you know.
Yeah, and you know, that's another, like, you got to stay focused on your true intent and the intent that, you know, is best for everybody. So, you know, I want to start doing these things. I want to start making videos and putting content out there, but you know, at the same time, you got to stay focused. And I probably won't get a lot of attention, you know, like your channel, I feel like it's one of the big, you know, like ODD is bigger, but he's a different, you know, type of content creator. But yours seems to be pretty big for the fact that you're just a real guy. You know, you're not special or famous or anything like this. You just put shit out there, you know. But I probably wouldn't get much bigger than that. I would hope to.
Well,
you know,
get it done, bud, and come here and I'll shout it and share it. You know, if you get something to offer people, then let them know that you're there, mate. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I just made the account. I haven't put anything out there. I don't have any content made like in the process or anything. I would like to do straight activism, but it is really freaking cold out here. So I don't know if people would take the time to sit and talk to me on the street.
It's
I gotta
difficult.
Yeah.
I kind of started midwinter, you know, last year, midwinter, and you know, it was really difficult. Not only are people cold, you're freezing cold as well, and then your mind's not functioning properly, and things don't work out the way you want them to. So, but you know, the thing about this, people say that, you know, this channel is big and blah blah. It's not about being big for the sake of just having the attention. You know, this for me in the Saturdays are a place for people
I can't hear you.
Oh, the sound gone. Marshall, could you hear me, or is it gone?
No, you're all good, though.
Oh, sorry. Go. Can you hear me, Mitchell? No, your sound's gone. Mitchell? No, your sound's gone, bud. Witty.
Hello.
How you doing?
How's things?
Not bad.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I don't know if you're muted or if I'm muted or what, but I can't hear you, Del.
Yeah, Mitchell, I don't know. It's at your end.
Should I jump back out and come back in? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Witty, how you doing? Witty woo.
How's things, brother? Yeah. How are you keeping? All right.
Aye, good. Good.
I'm not as nervous as I was the last time.
Aye,
Since you robbed me of virginity.
What's happening, mate?
Yeah. Well, thanks to the lads there in the meeting room on the way through. I couldn't get the hang of it there. I was all over the place, but got there in the end. Anyway. Yeah, Des, fair play to Des there. Give me a hand.
Excellent.
Yeah. Good little medium there is.
Yeah. So what are you saying here, mate? Yeah.
Oh, just in to basically say that, like, the whole globe thing, you touched on it earlier on, it's a religion. Definitely a religion, like.
Yeah.
The same way as religion is and has been in my life, like even going back to the school days. So we went to a Christian Brothers there, and there was only a handful of brothers left there when I was there now, but they ruled the roost, like, you know what I mean? Then we had the whole thing with the whole thing with every single room and everywhere you went was just plastered with religious figures. Like, there's no getting away from it. You had crosses, you had statues, you had everything down to the gear that they wore, the gowns and the crosses hanging off them. It's just pure religion, like, you know. There was you hadn't a chance, you know.
Yeah.
And it's only when you come through the whole school thing then, and you start thinking for yourself, and you're saying, like, this religion thing, come on, you know, it's a pure belief system. There's nothing, you know, it's pure belief. There's nothing. There's no what would you say? Nothing tangible in it. Nothing to you know. No solid proof at all. It's pure belief, like.
Yeah, just the same as a globe. It's wee religious symbols and storybooks,
definitely,
texts.
Yeah, storybooks. Yeah, and the big one then you were saying earlier on. Well, the whole thing then about the religion, like, it used to be priests and all used to come into the school, and you used to be. You're only a kid. You were preparing for whatever it was, communion and all this crack. I don't know if I've been through the whole thing, like christening, communion, confirmation. It's all mad, like, you know. Priests used to visit the school, and you'd be having to tell. Like, I remember being scared shitless, having to go in and tell these guys your so-called, you know, your confessions, things that you did wrong and all. You know, you'd be saying, making up shit, like. You're only a child. What would you be doing? You know, what sort of stuff would you be committing? You know, mad stuff. Exactly. But that's just.
You should go and try it. You should go in there and say, Father. You should go in there and try it. Say, Father, I have sinned. I have taken a graven image over the facts.
Yeah, that's it, Dale. Yeah, try it now. Like, ask me what the story is now. It's not going to happen. You know, you be telling them to get the fuck, like, you know. Yeah, but they, like, that's the whole thing. It's control based as well. Like, people all around, like, you know, people used to fear them. They ruled the whole of, you know, they ruled everything. Like, they controlled everything. What people done, like, you know, how people thought, what people did, just pure interference in people's lives, like they were, you know.
And people have got the illusion that went away. You know, this is what I say. People understand that the religious institutions were controlling all aspects of society. You know, so do you think that these so-called branches of science were going to have free reign? Not a fucking hope in hell. You know, that's why it was all religious priests, guys that were involved in formulating this nonsense. You know, it's all a psychological tool in order to keep us still and stop us from getting out and exploring and finding out what this place actually is.
Yeah. And it's all coming from another order. It's from somewhere else. Another. And it comes down through these. They get figures and people and institutions. It's a fucking, like, it's a construct. And anybody out there that thinks that this world isn't a construct is off their head. It's completely, you know, it's designed that way. Keep everybody down on the low and keep everybody. And then you have these. I was watching a thing the other day on the telly. It was fucking on my mother's house. It was it's the thing that they do for the Queen. You know, it's one of these Palladium type things. It's like they do it every year. Don't know what it is. They all do an act for the Queen. There's all different shows on and all. It's just, and you have this hierarchy looking down on these acts, and everyone's bound and doing all this crack, and you're saying, like, what? Why do you have this hierarchy? You don't know, you know. It's just.
Well, hierarchy is a psychological tool.
It is. If nobody bowed down to it, they wouldn't be there. You know what I mean? If everybody turned away and said, no, fuck, no.
If people started teaching that to their kids, you bow to fucking nobody. Fucking nobody. If anybody's trying to impose, what you need to teach kids is to recognise when people are pushing those boundaries, because a lot of it's subtle. You know, it's not just about physical imposition, it's psychological and emotional.
It is, yeah.
It's about educating the kids in order to recognise that. And that's what I say to my kids. No fucker has the right to rule over you. No fucker has the right to impose on you whatsoever.
Yeah.
There's nobody on a pedestal above you, below you. Get all that out your fucking mind. Eradicate it totally. You know?
That's it. Yeah. That's the only way to start thinking, like, you know. Nobody is above you. I think I said it before. Like, you come into this world everyone comes in the same way and goes out the same way. All in between is just, you know,
ideas. Yeah.
Ideas, yeah.
Exactly. The hierarchy is just one of these ideas.
Yeah. It's the globe, like, that's like going back to the religious thing there, like in the schools and all that. Now, I'm a plumber now, and I do work in all skills now, you know, and I have been doing working skills the last couple of years. And I've noticed it's changed. It's not the religious thing anymore. Like, you don't see as many, you know, like the crosses on the walls and all these statues and figures and all this crack. You don't really see much of that now. Small bit of it.
You see dinosaurs,
you know,
fucking rockets.
It's exactly. I was going to say that. It's fucking dinosaurs, planets, spinning balls, fucking it's crazy. One of the schools I worked in, actually, a few miles from the hometown, drove into the schoolyard, and the caretaker had to open the gates for us. In we went, and just turned the corner, and on the wall, I nearly died. It was a fucking globe. Now, I'm not joking. It was about 8 foot tall, proper globe, all painted, and it was like, "Love your planet, recycle this." You know, all these little kind of sayings that, unbelievable. Kids seeing this every day, like. Just hammering the home the art of the globe.
Exactly, mate. I see the wee man with me on Christmas Eve, and I took him up. I was going to get him a bit of Lego. Walked into the Lego shop, was in there about 10 seconds, about turned, back out the fucking door. As soon as I walked in, it was rockets, fucking Jupiter, Pluto, fucking Mars, Uranus, aliens. I'm like, what the fuck, man? You know?
Yeah, everywhere. Yeah, I think I said that to you before as well. In the shops, like the clothes, fucking dinosaurs, planets, like pajamas with to the moon and back. You know, they're just banging it home like every angle. Who the fuck's in control of this shit? Like, you know, it's just crazy.
Well, that's what we hope to flush out. You know, flush out the rats, mate. You know, that people stick to the facts and represent it properly. We don't have to point fingers. We just keep pursuing the avenue of being direct realists, base things on objective facts, and the rats will show themselves. You know?
Yeah.
So I don't
just keep trying to get the message across too, like.
Exactly.
How people are still believing in it, it's just beyond me, though, you know? Everything's out there. The water tells the truth. That's the big one. Like, I think Meryl said it earlier on, the water is just, there's no getting away from it. Anybody thinks fucking water curves around, they're off their head.
Well, hey, you're the very man. You're a plumber. Fuck, you work with it every single day.
Yeah. And I'd preach it every day, but they're still out there saying, no, it's the big jig, the gravity. Gravity's the big thing. That's the explanation for everything. And it's just loud. I just laugh at them now, you know what I mean? Make a joke out and just say, yeah.
Well, it's the same thing as I said earlier, you know, the God of the gaps. You know, the religious institutions, when they started to be questioned, you know, their go-to answer, it's just God's will, it's just God's way. We don't have any answers. You just, I'll leave it up to that. And it's the same now with that. It's the exact same blueprint. We can't answer any of that. We don't have any practical demonstrations. We're just going to invoke G, the big G, and just say it as a mantra and expect you to take it and believe it, you know?
Yeah. And no matter who you speak to, even if you're talking to people and you start getting, you ever notice people when you bring it to them and you question their kind of thing, not question them, but you're kind of dropping it in there, telling them, and they're kind of going, they get flustered and you kind of get annoyed then, you know, and they go, it's gravity, you know, it has to be gravity. But like, you can't see it, you can't touch it, you can't feel like fucking feathers floating, grasshoppers jumping, all these little, you know, helium rising. Where's gravity now? Gravity actually has a brain. It selects what it wants to hold, you know, this kind of crack.
Exactly. That's it. You know, you ask these people, you know, define it properly. and clearly, and then provide practical demonstration of it. And they don't have it. You know, they even get their priests, guys like Neil deGrasse Tyson, saying, "Oh, we don't know what it is. We don't know." Right? Well, don't make claims about things then if you don't fucking know what they are. You know, it's as simple as that. And this guy's professing himself to be a fucking scientist.
No, that's why they won't let people like us within 10 yards of them on the television, because they know they'd be just taken down. You know, taken back to reality.
They sit in echo chambers. They sit in echo chambers.
Yeah.
People talk about us who are open to everybody, engaging with the general public and out in the street. But yet you switch on your TV and you get these fucking dipshits who are in a wee controlled environment with nobody there to question. Everybody's on their team and it's all laid out for them and they just read the script and without any question. That's a fucking echo chamber. You know? Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. It was like that thing that you touched on there before about the GMTV. Oh man, there was some, I don't know who the lad was on that was promoting, but he was arguing for the flat earth. Can you remember who that was? No, he was talking to one of them presenters on the GMTV. Oh, your man was a nonce. He didn't do any favors at all. Like, you know, he didn't even do himself a favor. He was just kind of letting them spill their babble, and he didn't get involved. He didn't take them back to reality. Like, you know, it was just very disappointing. Like, they'd be getting that airtime on national television and not taking it to them. You know, it's just sad.
The bits that annoy me, you know, I don't want to get too much into it, but, you know, each to their own. But the things that annoy me is things like, oh, happy birthday, Mr. Astronaut, who's fucking lying, barefaced lying to people's faces and stealing fucking money. You know, no happy birthday. Fuck you, you prick. You're fucking lying. Right?
Yeah.
That's what should be
and
saying.
Lawyers, yeah. And that's what it is. It's fucking pure lawyers, like, just gets up me go, really does. Makes me blood boil, you know. It's just, and it's in the education system. Like, they're hammering it to the kids from the age of 5. Surely someone knows in the education system that you know that this is wrong. Someone has to step it up.
Well, you know, as I say, we were speaking to Mitchell there. You know, it's that whole thing. People have their wee avenue, and they feel as if they're having progress in their wee avenue, and they don't want to upset that. And it's because they don't have anything else to replace it, and people are scared of the unknown, so they'll cling to that even more. It's difficult. You only hope there's some brave people out there who will stand up and start speaking the truth. You know, we've had it on here before. There was a couple come on from Iceland, and I'm pretty sure the female half of the partnership was saying she was in education, who has started, you know, openly talking about it, which is their responsibility. And I think it's fantastic that people like that have the strength and the backbone to stand up and do what's right. That's the difference. People just need to start doing what's right and start questioning things properly. You know? Yeah.
Anise Moyne, I was very proud of her, I have to say. She's only 15 and she'd done a project in school. It was for an English project. They were asked to do a presentation on a topic that they wanted to pick themselves, and she chose the flat earth, you know, and she'd done a grand little thing on it there, and she had to stand up and speak to the class about it. No, you know, a lot of them were like, you know, the teacher even said it to, I think there was a parent teachers meeting then after that, and she asked my sister, the mammy, could she speak to her, and, you know, she asked her, where did she get her ideas from that she thought was the most ludicrous thing she ever heard, you know? And my sister says, well, listen, you have to go and do your own research, you know? But recently, I was talking to the kid, and she says that the teacher had come back to her a number of times and asked her where she got her information from, you know? And she pointed her in the direction of YouTube, and I think Eric Dubay and yourself or whatever. So there could be a seed in there. The teacher could be, you know?
Good. That's what it takes.
Which I thought was brilliant. Yeah.
Excellent.
We need more kids like that now, I think, you know.
Yeah.
But
exactly, mate. Exactly.
Hopefully it gets on. I think you were showing stuff there about the NASA, the ISS earlier on. That thing's just a joke. How anyone can look at that and think that that's reality is just crazy, you know.
I know.
The glitches, so many glitches in it. Fucking, spinning around with harnesses and falling down and stuff appeared. And
Yeah,
that's mad.
but again, the physicality of these people, you know, I remember back in the day, you know, it had to be athletic, physical, fit, and fit, and they looked at, you could see it in them. I mean, even in that one I showed you, you know, no offence to anybody, you one guy in the end who's podgy, fat, couldn't do one press up or sit up. The next guy, and the wee guy at the end couldn't even fucking lift a paper bag. You know,
no, they're in shit condition. There's no getting they're in shit condition for supposed to be astronauts, like up there for hours on end. You know, they wouldn't run a kilometer. You know, they're in that bad nick.
Exactly.
They're just fucking lying and reaping the rewards for it. You know.
Exactly, mate.
Lying in their back pockets. Fuck everybody else.
I know. Dave Hinkle, how you doing, bud?
Hey Dale, can you all hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you good, man.
What's going on, guys? So I jump on and share that there's somebody on this side of the big curvy ocean that's trying to spread the word about objective reality here.
Excellent. Good man.
I handed out about 500 of these. If anybody wants one, they can email me. I'll put my email in the chat. It's got some links on the back. I've showed it before. But I just wanted to say I like your idea about getting out to the public, you know, getting offline. I'm starting to get a group together to either go to like a coffee house or a pub, you know, and just share some objective reality with some people that are willing to sit and listen to it and have a civil conversation about it. You know, it's a good idea.
Excellent, mate.
And I encourage everybody else to do the same thing. I mean, it's like you said, it's about numbers, right? We're talking about objective reality. We're not debating shit.
Yeah.
We're trying to establish where we are. So it's got to come from the grassroots, y'all. I mean, that's just my opinion.
No, you're right, mate. Yeah.
Y'all continue with what you were talking about. I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to share that.
All right. I think Mitchell was asking you there if where did you get the cards? I'm sure you offered the PDF or the printout of the cards before, Dave, didn't you?
Yeah, I can send you a PDF if you email me. I'll put my email in the chat when I stop here. I can't do it while I'm driving.
Nice one.
But yeah, it's just the three main things. Meanwhile, in Australia, physics of water, and that other one's a balloon shot from 100,000 feet or whatever. You know.
Excellent.
It's not a globe. It's not a globe. The globe is a fantasy thought that went horribly wrong 500 years ago or whatever. Who knows?
Yeah.
It started out as a Copernicus pick him. You know, it was just a thought exercise by him, and look what it blew into. Suddenly, it's facts. Where's the facts at? Anybody seen facts of globe? I don't know.
No.
Been looking for 3 years, still haven't seen any curvy water. Anyway, back to you guys.
Yes, Dave.
Y'all want to see the Kentucky countryside? I got a few minutes here.
Go for it, geezer. Look at where you're at.
It's a beautiful blue day here. It's like 15 degrees Fahrenheit, but other than that, it's a pretty day.
Nice.
The sun's 93 million miles away and shining.
Nice one.
What's that blue thing?
I know. We never see that.
Not seen it. No, seen none of that here.
I see some curvature over there. Look at the telephone poles. It's curvature. Oh my God. Where's Soundly at when you need him? Look at my curvy telephone poles, Soundly. I love how he lives on planet Louisiana. It's like a globe in itself down there in that curvy water. Right?
I know.
Anyway.
Preposterous amount of curvature. You know, as I said before, I could run that in 2 hours or something.
Meanwhile, you're looking at a rock 40 miles away out in the ocean. I'm just guessing, wasn't it like 40 miles, Dale?
40 miles, the Elsa Rock was, yeah. Second
Looking at-
observation.
You're looking at 1,100 feet of rock, and it should have been blocked by 800 some feet, right? I'm just generalizing.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
800 feet of curvature. Where is it?
Yep. Exactly. The second observation was even more than that. The second observation would have been 1,200 feet of curvature. You know, so, and that was 49 miles. So as I say, you know, what shape is this Earth? Because I keep hearing them saying locally it's flat, and that bit's curvy, and that bit's flat. So right there and then you know it's not a fucking globe. No, because how the fuck can there be flat bits and curvy bits? No, we must
It's
be
an
living on.
oblate paraloid, like Neil deGrasse says, right, Neil? It's an oblate
But to me-
paraloid.
To some of the contradictions, I would say it's more like a kid's Play-Doh ball where there's a fucking flat bit there, and it's curvy there, and then it's flat there, and a curvy bit there, and flat one. I mean,
It's laughable, isn't it?
right. Listen, guys, I'm going to think about scooting off shortly. I'm going to read out some of the comments that I've had on the phone, and then I'm going to probably call it a night. So,
Fair enough, Neil. It's all good with me, man.
All right, I'm going to jump out here. Look, I'll chat to you again in the future.
nice
Thanks. See you all. Take care.
Take it easy, buddy. Cheers.
Hey, Del, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Mitchell.
Before you, I know you got out of here, but before you go, I wanted to bring this up. So, of gravity, they say that mass attracts mass. Talking to people, like saying, okay, if I have a ball, 100 grams.
Mitchell, Mitchell, your sound's breaking up really badly. I'm just going to
breaking up for me too.
Just going to mute Dave. Dave, I've muted you just a wee second because we can hear the traffic and stuff, the motion of the car. Mitchell, can you say that again, mate?
I had a train just go by. Does it sound okay now?
Yeah, you seem a bit clearer now.
So anyway, I was gonna say, I was thinking about talking to people, like saying, I have a 200-gram ball of water. If I pour that 50 grams of water on that ball, by the theory of gravity, it should be attracted to that ball and should stick to that ball. Like, does that make sense to you? Based on, like, would that be a lot of argument?
Well, this is the thing. You ask them what they mean by gravity, and you ask them, do they mean mass attracting mass or the bending of space-time? You know, I don't think they're quite clear in what it is they're actually fucking claiming. I don't think any of them are, you know? So you would have to ask them to define what they're meaning. But I know what you mean, mass attracting mass, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. And before I go, you know, I've been talking to people about work. My dad, he goes about that shit to people because they're going to think you're retarded and people are going to make fun of you and no one is going to believe you. Any problem, anybody making fun of me, and everybody is to it. Today and showed me a video on Facebook describing all the points that we make. And he's like, water doesn't curve, bitch. And it was awesome that he found that and he came and found me and showed me that 100%, but he's getting closer. And it's growing.
That's it, mate. Exactly.
Like my brother, sorry, I don't mean to keep moving, but in school right now, he's in 10th grade. Try to talk to him about these things because he's in the indoctrination camp right now.
Yeah.
But every time I bring up a point on him to get indoctrinated by school. So I don't like how would you suggest going about that? Because like I want to bring points to him, but it seems to just go further.
Well, I think the most important thing is that you offer him another option, Mitchell, and that's it. He might not latch onto it right now, but as he grows and he matures and he starts to reason and have his own mind, then he'll remember the conversations. So I think it's hugely important just to lay out another option for him, you know?
Yeah.
And that's,
I mean, because he knows that school is bullshit. He doesn't like it, but get too indoctrinated. I mean, even so, he can still unlearn it, but tough.
Yeah.
I'll let you read those comments, and I'll get out of here. But I appreciate it. Appreciate your time, and appreciate all you do, man. This platform is awesome. It's real. There's no bullshit, and I appreciate that. And you've inspired me. I'm gonna start making my own content like this.
Excellent.
On that point, Mitchell, people in the chat box are asking for your channel. I don't know if you want to leave it in the chat box beside this window, and I'll put it in the regular chat, or you know how you feel about it. But there are requests for your channel.
Okay, it's called. I titled it "Knowledge We Need." Just all spaced out, not all together. I haven't, like I said, I haven't put anything on there yet. But yeah, if people want to subscribe to it and just wait for the day that I put it out, that'd be awesome.
Excellent. Nice one, Mitchell. Thanks very much for coming on, buddy.
Cheers, Mitchell.
Yeah,
Keep the faith, man.
Sure. Yeah, I'll try to get on in the later weeks, but all right, have a good night.
Cheers, buddy. Take care.
Cheers. Yeah, I'll get out of your hair too, Dale. I just wanted to say, I don't know who to attribute it to, the expression, a lie is a lie, whether everybody believes it, and the truth is the truth, even if nobody believes it. I'm paraphrasing, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Have you heard that one?
Yeah, I've heard that, mate. Aye. The truth. Aye. Even in a minority. Yeah.
Right. Even nobody believes it. The truth is the truth. It's, what all these different beliefs and stuff, put all that we're dealing with the BS, the objective reality here. And that's what I like about your channel, your message and your channel. And I'm trying to move it along here too, because I want to know where the fuck we live, man. Don't you?
Good man. Exactly. That's all we want, mate.
Cheers. Get the cab on the road. You guys have a good one.
Take it easy, buddy. See you later, mate. Right, I'll come to the chat box in a wee second, people. I'm just going to bash through these messages that are piling up. From Dom Yamaha 123. Cheers for that, buddy. Much appreciated. Somebody offering help in regards to getting the kind of roadshow activism happening. Are you trying to tell us that the earth is flat? Ha ha ha. Why do you think aeroplanes, the horizon and sea level are so called? Actually, you might have a point. Cheers, Andy. So Andy, and so there for us to see. You debated with the idiot long enough. You give people a chance to show their evidence of their bull claims, and not one does. And then they have the cheek to say you don't want to listen to facts. Evidence is fact, and they have none. Davy from Greenock. Exactly, Davy. We've heard it, even if people are new, we've had these same characters for over a year, spewing the same crap at us. They don't change. They took the trivium away, allowing ignorance to set in, and created a passive, egotistic mentality in the public. Just started with the trivium myself, and I'm seeing and hearing fallacies left, right and centre. Even for myself, Brenda may not be working for an underhanded organisation if she was taught the trivium. Good luck to her, and I hope she isn't accidented when the gates fly open on this shit. Activism, I'm getting stickers and will be going to Newcastle to put them all over bus stops at the ATM, phone boxes, walls, etc. Keep up the work. You're quite patient, actually. Danny Newcastle. Cheers, Danny. And I'm glad that you started looking into Trivium. And I keep encouraging people to please read into it and understand what it is. It will really help you in order to understand your mind and to combat the bullshit and to see the bullshit that's being presented in front of you from any walk of life, whether it be a family member, the doctor down the road, a politician, whoever it may be. You can read through these things and see them for what they are. It's a method of understanding and how your mind works and how other people's minds work. So, hey Dale, Heavy Metal Ruined My Life 71 here, just so you know the number. Cheers, bud. Hi Dale, I write flat earth on banknotes. It's my wee way to be active. It's excellent. It's an excellent way to be active. That's what people are chasing. Hi Dale, any chance you could release a high-res image of the BTI, the Beyond Imaginary Curve logo, so I or anyone can print it on a t-shirt to wear like Merrill has on? Yeah, no problem. Marshall, I don't know if you can put that in the chat box, can you?
I can do. If we're on for 5 minutes, I'll organise that. So is artwork for print, right?
Yeah.
Okay, mate. Yeah, I'll get that organised now.
Nice one. Also, can any graphic designers out there knock up a few flat earth designs for everyone to print on their own shirts? And who knows, we could even bump into a fellow non-glober in the street or pub one day through the t-shirt. Exactly. A good t-shirt could be a non-globe convo starter. Yep, spot on, man. Hi Adele, Don Blackwood here. Can I comment on the live chat again? Just to say I'm listening in and the goons are all out in force tonight. You handle them well, Dale. Cheers for that, Don. And I can only apologise for why you're not being able to comment in the chat box. I'm sure everybody's aware by now of the amount of fuckery that's going on. And my comms are being fucked with continually. I still don't have access to what's going on Facebook, so this is just a shit I have to put up with. Evening, have any of the people in your street interviews ever been in touch with you? Cheers, Dale. There's been a few put their comments on underneath the videos, but I've not had any, not a lot of private comms or emails from them. Hi Dale, Joe here, Formula QE, question everything. Just wanted to say I'm still watching what you do with huge respect. Loving your hangout tonight regarding Brenda earlier. All I can say is ridicule without investigation is ignorance. And sadly, Brenda is a very ignorant person. Keep doing what you do, mate, and I hope to be back on YouTube by summer this year. Keep well, and a massive thanks for being one of the first people who helped me accept the flat earth. Peace. Cheers, Joe. Glad you're all good, mate. I don't know if Joe's channel's still there. It was Question Everything, it was called. He was putting content on there. It's worth people having a wee listen to him. So, cheers, Joe. Dale, have you listened to any of Crow 777 stuff? He rips apart all history by going back and taking a look at when the first time a subject is mentioned. E.g., flying saucers was talked about in the mainstream media just months before the Roswell crash, therefore putting aliens in the public's mind, and the fake crash cemented aliens in the public since. Same thing happened with dinosaurs. They were talked about even before a dinosaur bone had been found. He is also an astronomer, and he makes it very clear that what he sees is different from NASA's so-called pics. He distances himself from being called a flat earther because, like you, he disagrees with the unproven EE maps. To be honest with you, I don't know much about the guy at all. But you know, what the comment there was saying would make sense to me. Sorry, you going to say something about it?
No, just that.
All right. Aye. Hey Dale, would you mind asking the globers out there how to explain the basic compass works on a globe? Bearing in mind it must be held level, how the fuck would it work in Australia? Point it to the ground? Question mark. Exactly. Again, going back to earlier, all these instrumentations, the things we use for construction, everyday reality are planar. So, let's me through those comments a wee quick hello in the chat box here, see if anybody's got anything want me to shout out. Oops, shit. Right, that's me, people. I'll catch you all very soon. I'll be having some uploads this week, so again, I don't know if I'll be live midweek. I'll see how things play out. For some content there to have a wee look at, I may have a wee look through it. But other than that, there'll be some uploads through the week, and we'll be back next Saturday. So, cheers to everybody who came on, everybody in the chat that's taking part in it. Again, thanks to everybody who offered their contributions in regards to getting a wee roadshow thing happening. Much appreciated. So I will see you all very soon. Magumba, Jonah Worms, Marshall, Des in the background there as well. Thanks for your help tonight, man. Take it easy, people. See you soon.